Hello, welcome to Untapped Libraries. We are the first snowflake on the cheek of a sleeping fawn in a serene boreal forest of magic podcasts. Oh, and guest show us codex. Ich bin Neale.
Ich bin Vinny. I think we are the little snowflake on the fawn at dawn. The fawn at dawn.
For the fawn, the dawn fawn?
The dawn fawn. Yeah. It's so peaceful. I like it.
Yeah, it's aspirational. I hope we can.
Oh no, I'm there. I'm already a sleepy. I'm like, maybe it's dawn, so I'm waking up. Little baby fawn.
Little baby fawn.
Yeah.
You move your little nose, wiggle your little nose
exactly.
at the snowflake falls.
My little
on it.
tail is shaking some snow off. Yeah.
So we are actually a Magic Deck and Cube tour podcast, just in case someone is listening for the first time and is like, I have no idea what this
what the heck is this?
fawn
Why are they
thing.
talking about deer in the snow?
Yeah, exactly.
Is this an animation podcast? No. Not yet.
All right. So we just got our Lady Secret Lairs.
Is that what we're calling them?
Yeah, which is honestly the charity Secret Lair.
Yeah, the charity Secret Lair
are
is
like
what I think.
the only good ones. I feel like
They're the best
anymore.
Secret Lairs for sure. They're print to demand.
Yep.
They're for a good cause.
They
They're
always
reasonably priced.
They have good cards in
Good
them.
cards.
All the rest of the Secret Lairs, I feel like I'm mostly done with, but I will keep buying the charity ones. They're beautiful.
I definitely feel like, unless there's like a brand that specifically speaks to you, like as a kind of, I guess, neutral party in that, like, unless there's like a specific card that I'm really dying to get. Sometimes the artist will get me.
The artist could get me.
Artist
for sure.
Spotlight Secret Lairs are good.
Very few artists that I would definitely go for. But yeah, the charity ones, chef's kiss.
Yes, more of those, please.
They're great.
They should do those twice a year.
They should do them every month. I would probably buy them every month.
I would not buy them every month. I'm glad they're special. But we just got them. I'm really happy. I knew, I think, buying it, that it had Lathril, which is one of my commanders. In fact, it may well be my first commander that I ever built.
Oh, wow.
And the deck was not good. I like revisited it like maybe 6-8 months ago, and I was like, this is terrible.
Are you going to put all those cards in the same deck?
I'm going to try to. Yeah, usually when I get like a Secret Lair theme artist, I usually, because 90% of them go in the same
and
deck.
they fit pretty well together too.
Yes, 100%. I'm excited. I'm happy to get it.
Yeah, it's a shame that the big card Finale of Devastation is in a bad color, but what can I do?
Well, you can't win them all, Neale. Some of us like green. I know it's heresy, but that's just the way it is.
Some people are wrong.
All right, Neale, is it time for our Untapped Gems?
It's time. You go first, Vinny.
I'd love to go first.
If you're ready.
Oh, I'm ready. I've got a card that is in one of my decks. It's a Spellslinger card. I don't see it very often. In fact, I don't think I've seen anyone else play it but me. I'm sure someone else is. If you're out there and playing it, great job. I'm on your team.
You're the only person in
but
history
also
to
otherwise,
ever play this card.
It's a rare card that no one has ever heard of, ever. It's Vindictive Flamestoker. It's 1 red, 1/2, Phyrexian Wizard. Whenever you cast a non-creature spell, put an oil counter on Vindictive Flamestoker. 6 red, sacrifice him, discard your hand, and draw 4 cards. So 7 is expensive. However, it costs 1 less for each oil counter on him. So for every spell you cast as counters, not this turn, ever, it costs 1 less. So for 1 red, you can discard your hand, and in a Spellslinger deck, you always are hungry for cards. Draw 4 for 1 red. Where do I sign?
That's pretty good. Yeah.
So pretty underrated card, and it doesn't hurt that it has the creature type wizard.
Yeah.
It's Phyrexian. That doesn't do anything for me, but wizard, Spellslinger, non-creature spells, draw 4, 1 red. I'm in.
I might try it in my Phyrexian deck, which is kind of a Spellslinger deck.
There you go. And it's not expensive. It's like a super cheap
26
rare.
cents.
Yeah.
I also have a cheap in money card, and it's a
we
1
say
drop.
Inexpensive,
And it's a 1 drop. I have Leonin Elder. It's a cat cleric for 1 white mana. It's a 1/1. Whenever an artifact comes into play, you may gain 1 life. It's the Soul Brother. The Soul Warden and Soul's Attendants gain you life on a creature entering. This gains you life on an artifact
that you control, or any artifact?
Just any artifact comes into play.
So it's like Soul Warden.
Yeah,
Okay.
It could easily gain you like 10
artifacts in a
12
commander
life.
game. That's not nothing.
Yeah, every treasure token, every clue.
Yeah.
And every blood, which we're about to see a blood token deck, will gain you those little lives.
That's pretty good.
They really add up.
I like
and
it.
if you have a life gain deck, it's a
you have a
great
cleric
card.
deck. Is it in there?
It's in there. It's a cleric. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, when I first discovered this card, it was like slam dunked.
Windmill slam into the deck. Just cards flying everywhere.
Oh yeah, alley-oop, tomahawk, jam.
Windmill that boy in there.
Oh yeah.
Awesome. All right. Well, I think we're ready for our guest this week. Well, yeah, Neale, you introduce our friend.
Our guest today is Cole from Heroes Blade Vibe Check podcast. He's bringing us our second keyword soup commander in a row, but he's here to tell us about his Boros Odric deck.
Welcome, Cole.
Hey, thanks for having me on, guys. Vinny, you're a champ. When you said Vindictive Flamestoker, I'm finally no longer alone in the universe.
Yes, right? We need to celebrate this guy.
Every time people are like, oh, I don't know. And I'm like, I know I'm derailing a bit, but like Jim LePage has that 1 mana value drop deck that's held by like Torwaki the Younger and Obosh. And
yes.
I'm like,
Yeah.
he's like, well, I don't upgrade my decks. I'm like, I need you to put this card in this deck. Like it fits like a glove. It's perfect.
It is in my Torwaki the Younger deck.
Oh wow, crazy.
It's a perfect card. It's a perfect card.
Vinny, we're mind melding right now. It's perfect.
Wavelength.
Wow.
Same length.
We found Magic Soulmates.
There we go.
Here we go. We talked about Soul Warden. We're soulmates. Awesome. Well, Cole, let's hear a little bit about you. Who are you? What are you about?
All right. So I'm Cole. Weirdly enough, I've only gone by the Bloodrick guy for a couple of years.
Yeah.
I've been doing Magic podcasting for about 4+ years now. I used to do the Uncommon Commander podcast because they were doing a bunch of those printings of various rarities. And I'm like, hey, that like signpost uncommon from this set, it's like actually pretty decent. So I did that for a couple of years, and then right now I'm doing the Heroes Blade Vibe Check radio show with Empress Quinn, and you know, we get together every couple weeks and we talk about whatever decks we've been tuning up or fresh stuff that's like coming down the pipeline. We're like, oh, what's Marvel about? And Quinn's like, I'll tell you. And I'm like, cool, I'm gonna bring back Garden of the Blood Flame or whatever from like Dominaria, and we spend too much time on those episodes, but you know. But yeah, I'm the Bloodrick guy because I like Odric Bloodcurse as a card, and people said, wow, this card's like terrible, and I was like, challenge accepted. It's time to spend about 4+ years on this deck too, and be like, have I gone too far? No, I haven't gone far enough.
Exactly.
All right, maybe we should take a very deep breath and try to read this commander.
Yep.
Because it is a ability word soup.
Oh, it's
All right,
dense.
here we
It's
go.
dense.
Who wants to
I
do this?
got
Who can do it?
I got this.
Can you do it Micro Machines Man style?
Odric Bloodcurse. 1 red, white, legendary creature vampire soldier. When Odric Bloodcurse enters the battlefield, create X blood tokens when X is the number of abilities from among flying. First
Okay, wait. Let's just do a regular.
Oh, okay. Odric Bloodcurse, 1 red, white, legendary creature vampire soldier for 3/3. So he's a 3/3 for 3. Already not bad. Vampire soldier, great keywords.
Yep.
When Odric Bloodcurse enters the battlefield, create X blood tokens, where X is the number of abilities from among flying, first strike, double strike, death touch, haste, hexproof, indestructible, lifelink, menace, reach, trample, and vigilance found among creatures you control. Count each ability only once. So it's basically the evergreen keywords.
Yeah.
To summarize, a blood token, you pay 1, sack it, draw, and
You discard and
draw. Discard and draw. Okay, that makes sense. Yeah. Okay. So this is, I looked it up. This is the least popular Odric. There are 3 of them.
It's night and day, you could say, about how much more popular the other 2 are. I played Odric Master Tactician as my first commander when I started all the way back in, I'm pretty sure, what was that, Magic 2013, so that was 2012, like the summer of 2012. And I'm like, hey, this Odric guy seems pretty cool. We called him Captain No Blocks. And then Monarch Marshall came out and we're like, wow, that's pretty cool. You give your whole team all those keywords every combat. That's pretty good. And then Odric came out and everyone's like, this is the worst card ever of all time. Like, why would you waste your time? And I said, because I dare. I have a dream.
So we just had an episode with Light from the, oh my gosh, I'm going to mess up the And
Oh, don't worry, I do it all the
light-
time too.
I'm not even gonna try edit that out. And she had an Indominus Rex deck, which also is just a keyword soup. And in that deck, she was trying to not just jam the deck full of as many keywords as possible. She was trying to have a bit
There
of
was a very
sublayer.
specific set of keywords.
Light's pinboard of red string, of her deep brain schemes about how her what are the keywords that she needs, what's the density. She goes in deeply on her deck, as almost as deep as I go on Odric, and I'm probably the least crazy one between the two of us. Like, we're like, okay, you get those 3 colors and I'll take the other 2, and then we'll meet somewhere in the middle, and that will be our entire identities in terms of playing Magic.
Yeah, this is like a nice pair of decks to go through one after another just by random coincidence.
At this point, considering how well we know each other, it's not a coincidence anymore. This is fate.
This is wow. Okay, more Magic soulmates happening on this podcast.
So what was the inspiration for this Odric in particular? Why this guy, other than like beyond like, okay, this guy's no good, and you're like, oh yeah?
Innistrad was the first Magic set I was properly introduced to while also playing. Like, I read the Greensleeves saga and the original like Magic the Gathering Arena book with Garth One Eye when I was in elementary school. My cousin kind of like introduced me to it, and it was always at these game stores, but I never quite like got it until high school hit. And then it was like, okay, Innistrad, gothic horror. I'm like, I don't like horror, the genre, at all, but like there's something about what Innistrad was presenting. And then they print Master Tactician in the core set as part of all the mono legendary creatures with like Nephrox and Talran and Yeva, and I can't remember the last one. I think it was just Krenko, I think, if memory serves. I'm like, wow, like we have sort of these like paladin adjacent soldiers, militia in this world. Everything about his presentation and like the concept of the guy was really cool. Then they started releasing the stories during our return during Shadows and everything. I'm like, okay, so now we're getting under the hood and seeing who this guy really is. When Mara was doing previews for Crimson Vow and Midnight Hunt, it was like, okay, so blah, 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 this is happening. We're going to be doing this. A character, will become a vampire. And everyone's like, it's a coin toss. Like, it's Thalia or Odric, Then it's like, oh, it's Odric. Here's Hero's Downfall. And everyone's like, well, we already know what's going to happen now.
Right.
I was already locked in, and I'm like, if he doesn't get a card, like, this is going to be ridiculous. And then they showed off the card, and everyone's like, what have you done to my boy? I can't believe that, right? And then I was like, hold on a second, though. Hold on. That alternate artwork treatment, though, is pretty sick. So I got to be able to do something cool with it. And what you're seeing now is the current iteration of the cool stuff that I'm doing with this Odric.
So you've been like honing this deck for a while.
When the bracket system was introduced, I'm like, okay, I gotta know, like what's going on here, right? And now that like we have more definitions of how decks can be assessed and everything, and you put it under the scope, and you're like, there's no game changers, and yet I'm constantly playing with people who have powerful decks that have reputations, and I'm able to put it out, and people are like, we can't, whatever Cole's up to, we can't let this guy get away with it. And that is, if anything, that is how committed I am to this deck, of how I'm like, if I can weaponize Odric, I'm gonna make the 99 as good as what I think this card is actually. We can't really show it, but I have a primer as part of this that I have not updated in a while, because at this point it's so far out of date, it's ridiculous. But I have added quotes from numerous people that I have played with or who happen to know me by association. One of my friends was like, creatures with keywords enter the battlefield and stuff happens because I'm so deep in it, he can't see the through line. And he's like, and then I just die. And I still don't quite know what happened or how you got to this point.
It just happened.
I don't know. It's just, it's magic,
Amazing. So what's your game plan? Odric sitting there in the command zone. What are you doing to start? What are you aiming for?
again, keywords are the important part of all this.
Mm-hmm.
So if I have a scaling number of keyworded creatures out, whether they're very dense and compact, they maybe have 3 or 4 keywords on them or whatever, then Odric shows up to the party. Doesn't have to be turn 3 necessarily, but while I'm creating an offensive aggro board state, Odric comes in to create the second layer of card selection,
Mm.
while there's that intersection of artifact, like there are artifact tokens that allow you to discard cards into your graveyard, which goes into the graveyard reanimation strategy, while also being like, okay, I know that I can reanimate, I don't know, Gisela Blade of Gold Knight now while drawing into lands, various other like small utility creatures or removal pieces or whatever. Then you add the third layer of now I got the artifact matters cards that look for that density. And it's like, okay, how can I use these blood tokens past just the rummaging effects to keep my plan going? Because there's those turns where I'm like, all right, I got 10 mana. How did I get to 10 mana? We'll go over that later. But I'd start using all that mana and all my blood tokens because now I'm digging for the answers. This is not a tutor based deck. Like I'm using Odric as part of the card engine and as part of the win con of either burning people out or flooding my board with reanimated creatures. Eventually, Odric is the linchpin to bring all the rest of the strategy together and get me to the end state, while all the creatures are facilitating my board state growth, maybe the ramp that I have, +1 counters, and so on and so forth.
Okay, so this is a really thickly layered. Like I sometimes find it hard to get multiple strategies going in the same deck, and it sounds like this one is doing like 2 or 3 strategies all kind of on top of each other at the same time.
Yeah.
Would you say they're in parallel, or like it was like phase 1, phase 2, phase 3?
I think if you had caught me at an earlier time in this deck's history, I would be like, it's the card quality has only improved, but the only reason that I'm able to do half of what I'm able to do right now is because of how good red and white and Boros cards have gotten over the years. So it has allowed me to start running a lot of these strategies in parallel. I'm going to just go on a ball here and be like, okay, I got Ocelot Pride out on 1. Let's just say hypothetically, you get Hawkeye Master Marksman out on turn 2 or whatever. And then maybe if I'm looking forward to it, like I got Odric on 3 while I have, I don't know, Odric Lunarch Marshal or Agris Koss Spirit of Justice or some other card in my hand where I'm like, okay, is this going to do me any favors right now if I go to 1, 2, 3, and 4? Or I got Karmic God in my hand and I can pitch Angel of Indemnity and a bunch of small creatures. Like I'm able to pivot as necessary anytime depending on the combination of cards. It's like, can I use Odric as the draw engine? Can I use Odric as the aggro engine with any like Metalcraft stuff? Or do I just need to start getting Odric out with, again, the aforementioned like Iris Got a Victory or Marshall's Anthem or anything that allows me to beat face a little bit harder? I'm like, I need this body, I need it out, I need to start turning things sideways, and that's sort of like the final state of things. Everything's in constant flux, you know.
Very cool.
Do you update this deck every set, or is this more of like a slow brew?
Light again. Light. Let's go back to Light for a second here. She sent me a edited GIF from, oh my god, I'm blanking, Pacific Rim of not Cherno Alpha. I think we were at the end of the movie. I can't remember. There were 2. It was Gypsy Danger and one of the other robots walking through the water, probably going at the end of the movie, when they were going to go into the Pacific to where the rift is. So, and then she's like, okay, this one is you looking for red white cards whenever a new set comes out, and then this is me looking for Sultai cards when the set comes out, and we're looking for keywords regardless of like, is that a creature, is that a keyword effect of like whatever. And then that's my first pass into a set. I'm like, okay, what do we have to work with, and am I able to put one of these cards in by sacrificing the quote unquote strictly worst card that I'm like trying to cut for?
Right.
But that doesn't change the fact that I still won't go back like 5, 6, 10 sets, which, oh, wait, that's still 2026, baby. Am I right? And then you be like, you know what? As it turns out, Getaway Glamour from Thunder Junction like fits in this deck in a way that I never initially assessed it when the set came out. So it's constantly like, if the new set isn't working for me, I might have to sit on it for a while, play my games, come back and be like, this card isn't doing it for me. But now I see the true vision of what they were telling me back in whatever, and I can find a way to like cut that card in. And sometimes it happens. Previews come out that day, and I'm like, oh my god, this is the most amazing card ever of all time. It fits in this deck like a glove. I will hum and haw over the cut, and it will hurt me every time. And then sometimes I need like 6 months after a set to be like, I think I need to put this card in, and I just never sat with it long enough, you know?
See, what I do is I see a card. I go, oh my gosh, that would be so good in this deck. I order it. It comes. I lay out my deck. I go, I don't want to cut anything for it. And it goes into my storage.
Well, yeah, and yeah.
I do that.
What percentage of time do you... What time...
No, go for it. Sorry.
Sorry, really quickly. What percentage of time do you order a card and then it goes in the deck?
Oh, like maybe a third of them.
A third of them.
Okay, that's still pretty good. That's still pretty good because...
Yeah, and then, you know, the storage, it'll often come back. Like there'll be another deck that I'll brew later. Although I am trying to cut down my decks now because I'm trying not to let it get out of me. I don't want to keep going
my New Year's goal, my Magic New Year's goal for this year was to get below 30 commander decks, and I have recently gone back up over. Just over. Yeah, I'm like, oh, I guess Marvel has some cool stuff or whatever, and then you're like, whoopsie daisy, here I am. Although I got some on the chopping block, so you know we're going back down. What I was trying to say is, I got this old Simic box from forever ago when I used to play 60 card, and I put Boros cards in here that may come back into the Odric deck because I'm like, this is the history box. This is like this is your childhood like memory box.
Oh yeah.
And then you put that to the side and you look at it later, you're like, wow, I've had a lot of cool times with these cards. And then I'm like, I think I can put this back in actually. You know, I'm feeling pretty good about it again.
Nice.
Yeah. Oh, the childhood cards are the worst to cut, but sometimes.
Well, sometimes you know, Magic isn't always about optimizing. It's about playing the game you love.
And that's where people are like, what do you mean you're playing Jorkadine the Prevailer in this deck? I'm like, I don't know about you, but getting +3/+0 across the board of like 5 or 6 creatures will freak people out.
And it's artifact based.
Yeah,
right?
So it's, you know, it's like, hey, Metalcraft, you need 3. Let me tell you, the blood tokens count, and you'll have more than enough to work with it. Sun Titan's still a classic. I don't see anyone playing Marshall's Anthem, and every time I pull the card out and use it, people are like, what do you mean you got those 2 cards off multi-kicker? I can't believe you would do that to me. And I'm like, that's how it works. I don't know what to tell you.
What's like the card that's like probably been in here the longest, other than the commander?
Oh,
the card. What's like the card that you're like, I'm probably never gonna cut this one?
That's so tough. Like when I say I've been working on this card for 4 years, and you look at the Moxfield list and you go, you're like, oh, check out recent history and like backdate it to Inception. You're like, what is this guy doing? Like he is going crazy. Vanquish the Horde and Blasphemous Act were straight in first thing. The original printings, of course, were like from Crimson Vow and the original Innistrad. They're so foundational, and I've changed the printings up. Like I grabbed the Fallout Blasphemous Act because I'm like, I like how that looks, and that seems pretty sick. But those were always going to be in there alongside, I know, Slayer Stronghold. I'm like, if there is still a part of the identity where we're still in Innistrad and these are foundational to the whole concept, like Vanquish the Horde with Odric sitting like in the dawning day surrounded by a bunch of zombie bodies, or the guy dying in the church in Blasphemous Act, and Slayer's Stronghold. I love that cycle of lands, except for Stencia Bloodhall. What were they thinking? But Slayer's Stronghold's just so cool. And then they're like, oh, we'll do a Secret Lair black and white copy of it. And I'm like, then this will never leave this deck ever. It cannot leave whatsoever.
That makes sense to me. There's surprisingly few artifacts in this deck. Is that weird? I know you're generating blood tokens, but I kind of, part of me expected to be like, oh, interesting. Is like there's 10 artifacts.
Perhaps this is the I've been too lost in the sauce in the last few updates. But I just have such a trust in what the deck is meant to do, like what I have designed it to do specifically, to be like, okay, I'm gonna make blood tokens and the rest will take care of itself. So it's like, you know, I could go over some of like the nuances, but it's like, you know, Sword of the Animus and Swiftfoot Boots and Ornithopter Paradise and Liquid Metal Torque are like,
those all make sense.
Foundational. Like they have to be there. If they weren't there, it wouldn't make any sense. But they each have a role to play, and that's why they're in there.
Now, the one artifact that I have a question about is Monument to Endurance.
Oh, that's a perfect
It's great.
card in this deck.
It's so good.
Well, because
the blood tokens discard. Yeah, I thought the exact
you
same thing.
You pay one mana, you draw two cards instead of just one. You pay one, you make a treasure, and you get to draw a card. Or
so 3 times a turn.
At some point, you reach that point where you have 10 blood tokens out, and you put Monument to Endurance, and you're like, I passed the turn, and everyone's like, he's got mana open. Oh no! So unless you destroy that Monument to Endurance at ASAP, I am cracking at least one blood token every turn and killing you with that.
That 3 life really adds up.
Oh, it's so ridiculous.
Though it's funny, I have played a lot of Monument to Endurance in Standard. I've played against it several times, and several times been under 3 life, and the opponent chooses to still draw the card because drawing cards is just that much more fun.
Kill your opponents. What are we doing here?
So my question about this is, have you considered Cool But Rude, which does have pizza on it?
Yeah, that's whatever. You're talking to the wrong person. I would put that card in here so quickly. But again, it goes back to the whole thing of, what can I compromise on to put Cool But Rude in this deck? Because I'm going to look the card up, and you may have to edit this part out, but...
Cool But Rude, it's a 3-stage. First stage has, whenever you attack, discard and draw. Second stage is, whenever you discard, deal 2 damage to each opponent. Third stage is like a gamble.
It's a gamble, yeah. So, like, this card reads so well to me. Like, I could see it fitting in here, no problem. My main issue is, like, I wish this was a creature. Like, I wish it was a body. I wish it was an artifact somehow. Obviously, enchantments are classes are enchantments, so that doesn't work. But it's like, can I compromise the mana leveling it up if I'm not doing anything else? And there's those times where I'm running at like 5 or 6 mana, and I don't get any further than that, and I'm still playing, you know, amazingly efficiently costed cards that are still punishing my opponents or pressuring them. But I don't have that surplus mana to like dig that deep. Like, you only need to level this up once, and then you'll be fine. Maybe I really got to think about it. I really do. It would fit like a glove, though.
To me, it's like a perfect card of from a set that is far from perfect. I love Cool But Rude. It's like, man, I just love.
It's a good one.
There's something that feels good about it, and it goes really well with an aggro strategy. It's a good way to push damage when there's like a board stall.
Yeah.
Like, you can cycle a bunch of blood tokens, though I guess you are spending money. You're spending mana on the blood tokens.
Yeah, so it's tricky. Of like, again, it goes back to how efficient can I play everything. Does the ramp package that I have in this deck, which is a little weird and it's constantly been in flux of like, put the talisman in, take the talisman out. Why did I put in liquid metal torque? Well, it's because I put in Lorehold Charm, so I can target a non-token card, make it an artifact, and then people have to sacrifice it, and they're like, "Oh, dang, I can't believe you've done that to me." So, you know, it's a mixed bag.
I can see how you and Light get along. There's all these little layers of like this card and that card, and I get to do this.
I've been ranting and raving about this deck for so long that, like, in one of the podcast episodes a few months ago, I was talking about where I'm like, I have to take oh, what's that card? It's like it's a 2 mana 1/1 with like double strike and trample, and it's from the Boros Legion, but it's like it doesn't do anything else. It is just keywords on a body and nothing else. And I'm like, I can't keep trying to like. I know. I'm thinking about
Yeah.
it. I'll look it
Like,
up. But it's like, it's not good enough. It doesn't do anything else. To which then the next morning or like later that day, the episode comes out and Light listens to it. She gets back to me and she's screaming into her microphone, being like, "Yes, you understand." It was Swiftblade Vindicator, by the way, which is double strike, vigilance, trample, 2 mana 1/1, and she's like, "Yes, you understand me," and I'm like, "Yes, this is why we're friends, among other things, but this is why we're friends, you know."
yeah. Okay. If you haven't listened to Light's episode, which is the last one, you should listen to it.
Pause this, go back, listen to that, come back to this one.
Go back to episode 1. Listen to that. one.
Listen to the whole catalog.
Get to know us. If you're listening to a future episode that has called back to this episode, stop this episode, go back one more episode.
You got to know the deep lore, otherwise you have no context for anything.
This makes no sense whatsoever. What are some like big moments that you remember from playing this deck?
Oh, okay, all right. It's an earlier iteration of the deck, but if you're looking at which Wefstalker Ardent from Edge of Eternities, it says whenever another creature or artifact you control enters, this creature deals 1 damage to each opponent. So think of every variation of that type of effect that could exist in this deck, has been in this deck before. So I think I capped out at 6 mana in this particular game. We were out at our LGS. Some buddies of mine were playing with me, and these guys are like, they love their powerful cards, they love their powerful effects. I sort of coming in as an underdog, but there's just some combination between like Legion's Initiative, this Wefstalker Ardent adjacent card, and just like the right combination of creatures out where my friends were like, we gotta kill you, right? So they're targeting like, oh, we'll target your Sun Titan, or we'll target your Aurelia the Law Above, or whatever. And I just had like the right pieces every time. Everything was working as intended. I'm like, I'll flicker this card. I'll exile my Legion's Initiative to flicker all my stuff to have it back out. My creatures have menace. They have all this stuff. My friends were like, this is ridiculous. Like, we can't do anything. And then blood tokens enter in mass. And then I flicker Odric at the end step or do whatever. And then I obliterate them through combat damage and burn damage. And they were like my friend Mike, who's in the primer of the quotes, just being like, creatures entered and stuff happened, and I don't know how we got here.
So many game actions.
And then the only other time that like everything kind of worked up perfectly was, my opponents were being burned, everyone's on pretty even keel. And then I get to that like point where I'm dead to rights. Like, I got 10 mana left, I got no blockers. I've done everything I could. I've been systematically like dismantled, and someone's coming after me like, okay, I'm swinging like a 12 something at you, like you're dead, right? And I look at my open mana, and I look at Aloran's Searing Light in my hand with the right criteria of spell mastery, exile the biggest creature you controlled, and then you also take damage equal to power. And it happened to be exactly not just for that opponent, but also everyone else that was still surviving that table, where I was like, I've never seen this card win me the game on the spot, but this card is amazing.
Amazing.
Can you read
it?
Hey, Universe is Beyond Haters. Quinn keeps bugging me. Fair, like, quit mentioning the Universe is Beyond Haters, and this is for the haters specifically. It's from the Lord of the Rings scene box, one of the scene box cards. It's 2 red and white for an instant that says, each opponent exiles a creature with the greatest power among creatures that player controls with spell mastery. If there are 2 or more instant or sorcery cards in your graveyard, Aloran's Searing Light deals damage to each opponent equal to the power of the creature they exiled.
Oh,
wow.
Interesting.
So
nice.
This card does work if you're willing to hold up the 4 mana, and then they're like, I can't believe you soul shattered plussed me with this Boros card. And I'm like, that's how the deck works. It's how the card works.
I love it.
One of the things, I guess, now that I'm looking at the deck over again, you have all these different layers, but that plays into your card selection where you can discard the strategy that you don't want to play, and you can keep the card that you do want to play, if that
Yeah,
makes sense.
yeah. Again, like I said earlier, like being able to pivot is necessary because the card selection is not linear. The card selections,
Mm-hmm.
I could play like Jessica's Will or something, but I'm not going to put Jessica's Will in here.
Mm-hmm.
But like, Molten Psyche is not your traditional card draw engine because you're still drawing the same amount of cards.
Yeah, Molten Psyche is.
Each player shuffles the cards from their hand into their library, then draws that many. But if it's Metalcraft is available, it deals damage to each opponent equal to the number of cards the player has drawn this turn. So it's mechanically tied into the rest of the deck. It ties into the burn strategy. If I need to get rid of quote unquote bad cards and I don't want to discard them yet, I can shuffle it away and get a new hand. Wheel of Misfortune, which I could go over the as written rules, but we'll go with everyone votes. Highest votes take damage, lowest votes don't wheel. Everyone else that's sort of in the in between, including the highest result, wheels their hand and draws 7. So there's the non-traditional and the traditional draw, and then I'm using my commander as sort of a rummage engine instead. And then everything else compensates of like, I need keyworded creatures that are low curve. I will get rid of the higher curve one. Eventually, I'll get a reanimation piece. I'm almost certain of it. I don't have keyword creatures right now, but I got a bunch of removal. Or the board, I don't know. Like sometimes there's that intersection of like, I don't have creatures, but I have blood tokens, but nothing else. Then I'll start pitching whatever I need to get back into the game somehow. I'll get rid of as many lands as possible in my hand if that means I get literally anything else.
Okay, there's one card here I really want to highlight. Assuming you have the printing that's in your Mox field, it's maybe literally my favorite card that I own, which is the Justine Jones Selfless Spirit.
Yes, I did pick that up. Yeah.
I picked up the real one, and it's, to me, like probably my favorite art. It's also a cleric, which is archetype that I play and love, and just the art is...
That's pretty great.
I only wish I had it in foil, but I'll take the base printing any day because it is still a gorgeous piece of work, and the card's also pretty good too.
Yeah, it's pretty good. I guess it has one keyword for you, but still.
Yeah, well, it does a good thing.
It compensates. I mean, Flyers win games, if it needs to do the sort of the animist work for me in the meantime before someone makes it bite the dust, then sure. But if I also need to preserve my board state, because, I'm playing like Lightning Army of One and a bunch of other crazy nonsense that people just are like, we can't have you have that. And I'm like, Justine Jones, Selfless Spirit, save me.
And there's something to be said for on-board effects where it stops your opponents from doing stuff, though you may not always realize what it's stopping because you don't necessarily see that little board wipe sitting in their hand, but it does a lot of work just sitting there.
Absolutely. It's a threat. It's like the rattle of a snake.
Man, one of my biggest Magic regrets is not picking up the Justine Jones One Ring, which is now like $1,000 or something.
You could also say that about the One Ring in general. You're like, oh, why didn't you get the bundle? I don't know, because I didn't know. Okay.
Why didn't I buy more dual lands?
I don't actually have the same desire for the One Ring
compared to that one
as I do for the Justine Jones.
The one ring.
It's nuts.
It's your precious.
Yeah, it's my precious. Yeah. One day.
So how did you get into Magic in general, Cole? Like, what's the beginning of this whole journey?
I had a timestamp. Like, I had almost like a date down to the dot.
Oh, wow.
My family owns a cabin with 2 other families because they grew up in a small town. And when my family, like my immediate family, and I was like 7 or 8 or something, my immediate family and my cousins and their parents went down to the cabin, and on the building next to us was the other family that owned that plot, and their older son was there, and he's like, oh, well, I got Magic with me, like I can introduce it to we could play with the kids or whatever, right? And I was like, there's a photo of my cousin and my brother and this other kid playing, and one of the cards is like facing the camera, and it's like a old Polaroid or whatever from like the early 2000s. And I'm like, that card was printed that year. Like I showed it to my friends and I'm like, guys, what is this card? And they're like, it's this card from whatever. And I'm like, what year was this? And they're like, I don't know, it's like 2003 or whatever. And I'm like, or yeah, or whatever. And I'm like, okay, so it was introduced to me casually as a kid, and it always sort of persisted. Again, the Magic books I read in elementary school when I was 10. My cousin brought me to a Games Workshop when we still had them out here in BC, and I think I was 11 or 12, and I saw people playing Magic, and I bought like an intro deck and all this other stuff, and then properly was reintroduced to it when I was like 15, and my friend came back from his summer camp. And he's like, oh man, I've been introduced to this cool game. Do you know what Magic is? And I pull out my 40 card deck and I'm like, yes, I do. And he's like, do you want to,
of course,
do you want to play? I'm like, yeah. Your deck sucks, by the way. I'm like, oh man. And then it was ancient history now.
Do you feel like Boros is sort of your home colors?
Yes, with an asterisk. The other sort of goofy online internet name I've come up with is Johnny Mardu. Because I'm usually playing some combination of red, white, and black.
Yeah.
I'm like currently looking up my shelf on the wall here. I got 6 Mardu decks already and a bunch of other like Boros and Rakdos.
Amazing.
And like one Orzhov deck like on my shelf here.
Grudgingly.
And, yeah, and you know that color combination appeals to me. But Boros is truly like like if I'm gonna play anything, like if I can't go above 2 colors, this is the color combination I would love to play. And I used to be a Simic player. Like I used to be deep in that.
Oh wow.
Prophet of Krufix, you know, Sylvan Primordial before they got banned appropriately as they should have.
Well,
I was
good
deep.
for you for moving on to.
You know, I'm a recovering
better colors.
I'm a still constantly recovering Simic player, and I'll play a blue card once, and my friends are like, "Never do that to us again."
I love a good Simic. I'm a Simic guy.
All right, I gotta leave.
My first deck ever was Ishin, Two Heavens is One.
Yes.
And that was sort of the thing that got me into Commander. And I also feel that like Mardu are sort of my home colors, though I'm more on the Orzhov side than the Boros side.
Yeah, I guess if you broke it down to like those pairs, it's like Boros, Rakdos, Orzhov is like sort of how I assess them, because I don't know what it's been the last few years. I tried Squall Seed Mercenary when Final Fantasy came out.
Oh yeah.
But the problem is that I ended up going the quote unquote control route with like a Voltron winning condition and equipment or whatever. But then I was like, oh, you know, like Soul Shatter and like all these edict effects, and my friends, because then I'm like, oh, I just reanimate whatever I edicted off of the Squall attack.
Yeah.
And people are like, this is miserable. Why would you do that? I've settled on Silver Quill, the Disputant.
Yeah.
And I'm still kind of doing the same thing, but I can also kill you, you know? So it's sort of like, all right, I'm starting to get it a little bit.
Yeah.
I'm still not allowed to pull that deck out sometimes, though. Those dragons were thick. Those were so gross.
All right, well, we should start wrapping up, I think.
Yeah. Any final thoughts on this deck? Or like what's next for you?
Oh, geez. The Hobbit is being previewed.
Yes.
Yeah.
Nothing is speaking to me just yet because of how the dwarves, which are nearly solely Boros right now, have this heavy intersection with equipment.
Yep.
And I think, again, you caught me a few years ago when I was running Arterial Alchemy, which made 2 blood tokens, and then all blood tokens were equipment that gave +2/+0 and equipped for 2 on top of being able to do their A1 discarded draw. I think if I was still running that and was focused on that, these dwarves would be making a home in this deck from what we've seen so far.
What about Recruit in this deck? Recruit, which is you you draw and discard, and if you discard a non-land, you make a 1/1. Kind of could maybe go alongside the blood token thing.
Those Recruit cards kind of have to be amazing, like, and no shade to whatever cards are going to be coming out with Recruit, but if it's a creature, it needs to have a keyword, and it also needs to do the Recruit thing, you know? Like, I'm looking for the most words on a Magic card possible nowadays, just beyond this thing has haste or first strike, you know, and it needs to do a little bit more than just the bare minimum. I need to be greedy, I need to make Odric look like
Yeah.
shiny as possible, and he does 1% of the work.
I love it.
Need as many rectangles as
Exactly.
possible. Gleaming Splendor. Oh, that's one card that I look at and I'm just like, this looks absolutely cracked. Is whenever an opponent draws their second card, make a treasure.
Oh,
a fixed-
right. Yep.
Oh man, that's a card I just want to put in.
Yeah,
like,
there's
every
some
deck.
good stuff. There's some good stuff. I was thinking of skipping Hobbit. I might go the pre-release.
I
gotta
think
go
I
with Brilliant.
also might be going to the Brewers.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. I guess we'll see each other there.
Yeah. That's what I call lightly Universes Beyond. It's still
Universes
It
Beyond
still feels
Universes
quotations.
universes nearby.
Yeah.
Universes nearby. There's universes within, universes beyond, universes nearby.
Universes kind of
Universe adjacent. Come on.
Yeah, it's like the Venn diagram, the circles,
Yeah,
circles
The
touch.
universe,
Yeah,
the universe
circles
next
touch.
door.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
Thanks so much for joining us, Cole. We really
Yeah.
appreciated you to giving us a tour of your phenomenally, fantastically bloody Odric.
Thank you guys so much. This was so fun.
Yeah, thanks for being here.
That was great.
All right, as our listeners nuzzle into their winter clearing, trying to come up with a baby deer imagery, but
I like
it's
it.
failing me.
As the dusk settles over the glade in the forest and the snow begins to fall once again, the moonlight shines on a fawn whose eyes begin to get a little heavier and sleepier, and it settles down for another night of rest in the snow. Thanks for joining us on Untapped Libraries. That's all the time we have for this week. Join us again on another edition of Untapped Libraries on our website, untappedlibraries.com. How many times can I say that? You can find us on Blue Sky and YouTube, as well as Moxfield, where all of our guests' deck lists are available. Our music is by Sparkling Water, and you can find all of their music wherever you get your streams. Untapped Libraries is a proud part of the Podcavern Network, found at podcavern.com. If you have any questions, comments, or blood tokens that have someone's face scribbled all over them, you can reach us at untappedlibraries@gmail.com. Thanks for listening, and keep building.
Hello, folks. I'm Katie,
I'm Vinny.
and we host the Learn Real Good podcast.
It's a comedy podcast about science.
It's also a science podcast with comedy,
Each episode, we interview a science grad student about their research.
and we keep it casual so you don't need to be a nerd to follow along.
We also share some of the latest science news.
I think you mean the latest science news.
Well, people need to hear more about amphibians.
I agree with that. So look us up on your favorite podcast source and
Learn real good. Presented by the Podcavern Network.
Close enough.